Matt doesn't like the word creamy when describing mouth noises into a microphone.
Yeah. Well, no, you gotta. I'm trying to stay hydrated for everybody's benefit.
Yeah, dude. Because it's like listening to wet Velcro being opened otherwise.
Oh yeah. And there is no filter on the planet Earth that there probably is. Honestly, I use. We're using caveman technology to record this podcast, by the way.
That's what you'd consider this to be? Caveman technology? 2 solid microphones and a soundboard.
Yeah.
This is more technology than I have in my whole apartment.
But you should see, like, sometimes you see like a Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, we can't all be Joe Rogan, though.
And there's like an electronic spider that's like gripped into the back of his head, pumping whatever terrible thoughts he's trying to get out there. And
it auto highlights based on what's going on in his mind.
Exactly. Hey, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
What's up, folks?
It's a podcast. We're going to ruin a movie for you today.
Yeah.
So get excited for that.
And again and again and again until one of us dies, probably.
Yeah. There's, or until, I don't know, we get removed from SoundCloud.
Yeah. It doesn't matter because what other platforms is this podcast available on now?
But okay, so we are on some other platforms, but all of those platforms are dependent on SoundCloud.
Because that's where you get the feed from?
Yeah. Look, you guys just figured out our whole trick. That's the whole gimmick. You just figured out how to have a podcast.
SoundCloud is the main hub, and then you branch out like a gnarled tree into other people's available ears, much to their chagrin.
Which is our fancy way of saying search Grindhouse Movie Club wherever you like to listen to podcasts, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Some people fucking hate SoundCloud for some reason.
Well,
I kind of get it.
I do get it. It's the fact that they charge you monthly for a service that YouTube doesn't,
YouTube, of all places, has less charges.
Yeah. So, that's not boding well.
Eventually, Spotify does podcasts too, and apparently once your runtime gets to be a certain length, it just injects ads into it against your will.
Oh.
So, not the best, but that was sort of what reminded me, like, I imagine YouTube would have done the same if you had your shit.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm hoping we counteract that with this whole...
Nobody on Earth would ever want to advertise in this space.
Well, I mean, first of all, I want to advertise in this space.
You're the only one who's allowed.
Oh, yeah. And if you're hearing other ads, well, we've sold out.
Yeah.
That's simply the case.
That's it. Again, money over everything.
So go to darkroastcult.com, pick up some enamel pins.
I got one on my hat. So does Matt.
Yeah. I mean, so far that's been the best place to put them for me. Sometimes I see them on lanyards, but I'm not a lanyard guy.
No.
I don't like things around my neck.
Unless you're trying to get into a rave.
Yeah.
I don't really see the utility of a lanyard in everyday life.
No. So we don't sell lanyards. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you could put some enamel pins on yours. If
you sure could.
Look, I don't want to discourage you from having a lanyard, but
if you're planning on taking pictures of celebrities at a red carpet event, slap a pin on there.
There you go. I
want Brad Pitt asking what the fuck Dark Roast Cult is.
Yeah, I want that clip, and that'll be the intro to every podcast. Hi, I'm Brad Pitt, and what the fuck is this? Anyway, so go to darkroastcult.com. I swear to God, coffee's coming soon.
Yeah, man.
I'm really dragging my feet on this, and it's because I'm working on other things, but I swear to God, it's coming soon. It's delicious. It's dark roast, and we don't have any of it here to drink, so that's why. That's why we're drinking water and Starbucks. Oh
yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez, I hate deliciousness.
Yeah. No. Thanks for bringing Starbucks, Jay.
Yeah. No worries. I suffered through the ordeal that is at any line at any Starbucks in the middle of any day of the week.
You don't do the mobile order through the app?
No, because I don't know if you know this, but technology frightens me.
You know what? I get that sense about you.
I'm not a fan. First of all, I don't have data, so there's no way. Yeah. I'm the only person left in the developed Western world who doesn't have data. So there's no way to scan a mobile app in from the car.
It's true. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. All right, I get. You can order from your house, and then you can still go. You just walk right in there. You go, I'm fucking Jay. And they go, oh, sir, right this way.
Yeah, I get treated like royalty, just like that.
Yeah, like
for being the guy.
By the time you get there, your stuff should be made, and you just walk in and like, I am Jay, and they're like, oh, we've been expecting you, sir.
Do I have to actually walk in?
You could go through the drive-thru.
Okay,
I think you can and be like, I am Jay.
Well, I would hope that's the case, and it doesn't confuse the shit out of the woman at the one that I went to this morning. Was sing-talking.
None of that for me and mine, thank you.
First of all, she thought it was morning, so she almost said good morning, and then she caught herself. But then she was like, I almost forgot what time of day it was. And then that just like went on for the whole experience. And like good on her for being...
She probably got written up.
Upbeat and happy. I don't know what that's like.
I'd have been like, I want to talk to your manager. Who's in charge here?
I don't like you doing an X Factor audition in front of me here.
Yeah, this isn't Coffee's Got Talent. This is Make My Coffee so I can have a bowel movement later. Which brings me to my next, what the whole point was, go to darkroastcult.com.
Yeah.
Have your bowel movement.
It's good. Yep. Anything that could promote regularity as you age. We're in our 30s over here, so
yeah,
it becomes a couple things start happening. You have to plan for regularity.
You certainly do,
and you gotta eventually go to a doctor and get a finger. But we'll see about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure when that time is, but I'm definitely like I'm not in a hurry to go get that finger.
Yeah,
I'm kind of waiting till like somebody's like, "Oh, you're that old? You should do that." Like, all right,
you should have been getting this finger for years now. Patrice O'Neill has a joke about that. It's something like, my colon would have to fall out of my asshole first, and I agree.
Oh boy, you are not.
I better feel. I want to feel something slip out while I'm waiting for the bus, and then I'll go to the doctor.
That is a poor way to go about living. I'm not gonna lie. That's a poor way to do your health.
Coming from the guy who broke his finger, basically slamming it against his ceiling in VR.
Well, what do you do when you...
And doing nothing but looking at it and seeing if it changes.
Well, yeah, look. So, look, it's still the same. That's the best part. Like, it hasn't changed.
It's still the thing. It's still
I got like a gnarled witch's knuckle right there. When you look at it on a certain angle, it's like there's definitely like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah.
But like... What else? It's the tip of my finger. What do you do? Mm-hmm. There's nothing you can do. That's that.
It's like breaking a toe. They don't even put a splint on that shit. They're like, nah, you just walk carefully for like 2 weeks.
This is why, look, I moved into this place and slanted ceilings is all I got to say. Mm-hmm. I got slanted ceilings. I'm in a loft.
Yeah. And it reminds me of like having a bunk bed.
It really, yeah. But I mean, it's like it's the adult version of a bunk bed. It's slanted ceilings.
Yeah, you're always sleeping on the top bunk and in danger of just slapping your head against something heavy and hard.
Yeah. So I was throwing a grenade, and of course.
Yeah. Well, you have to do it with feeling.
There was actually I was even. I was trying to get that grenade as far as I could.
Yeah.
But no, there was a slanted ceiling in my way, and I felt like my finger touched my knuckle. The tip of my finger like flipped around like like an old cell phone.
Yeah.
And then
it did the same thing my ankle did when I broke it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just totally sideways, and you're like, oh well, the side of my foot isn't really supposed to be where my shin is.
Well, it snapped back. That was like I didn't.
Mine didn't.
Yeah, no. So the fact that it snapped back and like, I mean, I don't need for my finger to close the whole way.
Mm-hmm. Plus, you got 4 other ones on there.
If like that's a trigger finger, but I can still pull the trigger.
Yeah, you're not. It's not the world's tiniest trigger where you got to snap it all the way shut.
I figure like
I can't think of a thing that you would need that for.
Yeah, see.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if I go to the doctor, they're just gonna hit it with a hammer and tape it to a popsicle stick. So
okay, fixed.
All right, what movie did we do this week?
This week we did The Strangers. Did you write a synopsis for this? I don't have a date on this one either, but
I don't have a date on it either.
2000 something.
You look it up because I got the synopsis in under 3 sentences. All right.
Okay, I have one in 1.
Okay,
but I want to hear yours.
All right. Trouble in Paradise is ruined.
As if it couldn't be already more
by
so.
worse trouble in paradise.
Exactly.
Or Bag Man ruins honeymoon. Or
it's not a honeymoon. Well, I wish it was. I bet they also wish it was.
Well, yeah, it would have been better if it was.
Yeah,
really.
for everyone involved.
Yeah.
2008.
2008.
By the way. And you'll notice the only famous name in this entire movie is Liv Tyler. She acts alongside a guy named Scott Speedman.
Well, that's a guy who also does porn too.
Which,
sure.
Yeah, but it's like really short because like 30-second clips. Done. I'm Scott Speedman, and I'm disappointing another woman in the back of this taxi this week.
Thanks for watching my clip. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to smash that like button.
And in keeping with that, they're the only two famous people in this movie.
That's not true.
That's okay. It is within the scope of their fame.
Well, I mean, okay,
who else you got?
At the time, they were the most famous people. Now, they're not the most famous people.
Oh, there's a different... What happened?
You got fucking Dennis right in that movie.
Oh, yeah, Dennis is in the movie. I forgot. Fuck.
I mean, back then, you would have been like, who's this guy? But now you're like, well, Dennis is looking for satisfaction.
So... Oh, he doesn't find it. He finds the exact opposite of satisfaction.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I've seen this movie a few times, but it had been a while. And the last time I saw it, I didn't know who Glenn Howerton was.
Neither did I.
So when he pulls up in a Jeep, which is strangely similar to the Range Rover he loves so much in Always Sunny.
Yes, it is.
I almost fell out of my chair. I was like, fucking, that's Dennis, isn't it?
Oh my god!
I thought it was one of the guys from the OC at first, and then you got a close up of his face, and I was like, And then he goes straight into being Dennis too.
Oh yeah,
over the phone. He's just talking. Just like waiting on you hand and fucking foot.
So what's your synopsis?
A couple gets murdered by trick or treaters with half-assed costumes for having too nice of a house and no candy, even though it's Halloween.
It's a run-on sentence, but I'll accept it.
You know what? It only has one "and" in it, so it's not a run-on sentence. Okay. So you can suck on syntax all day. It's not Halloween in this movie, but I can't think of another reason why you would wear such a visibility-lowering burlap sack on your head.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, other than just to give somebody the heebie-jeebies. Because, like, what? That's just like that's Friday the 13th part 1? No, it's part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Part 2 is the sack, and then part 3 is the hockey mask.
Mm-hmm.
Part 1 is the mother.
Yeah, which, let me tell you, and this is the same as trying to do Halloween with a Jamie Lee Curtis that's 68 years old. I would beat the shit out of that mother.
Thing is, but she had like bow and arrows. It was a lot of bow and arrow stuff.
Oh, so she's very far. Yeah, but she gets right up close at the end.
Oh yeah, she does. Well, she gets fucking decapitated at the end. So I mean, yeah, no.
I guess my point's proven.
Yeah. So for the first little bit, people are like, "Well, who's doing the murdering?" And this delightful old lady's like, first of all, we're discussing the wrong movie. This is
yeah. Well, it needed to be said because old people in movies.
Bagman ruins evening. Okay, we got that. All right.
With his family of kooky misfits.
Kooky misfits.
One of whom is, and this is why I was saying that fucking Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman are the only two famous people in the whole movie, because it's 3 killers and they all have less than 20 credits on IMDb, and they're all like bit parts in the background of shows I've never heard of.
That's a bummer. With
the exception of the youngest of this weird Manson family, who was a mermaid in the worst Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Okay.
And I figured that's why they wanted to kill Liv Tyler so bad, because they were just super jealous.
Absolutely. Was Liv Tyler not in the Lord of the Rings as well?
Yeah, she's a fucking elf.
That's what I thought. I recognized her from that.
Yeah, and she's also in Armageddon. She's Bruce Willis's daughter.
Oh, nice.
And she fucks the shit out of Ben Affleck back before he was too fat to be hot.
Well, you know, that meteor's coming. You gotta fuck something.
Yeah, you gotta get it in somewhere.
So the intro to this movie is probably the worst day to be a Mormon.
Yeah. Also, I'm happy that these 2 Mormon kids show up at this house and it's just a massacre. I was happy that they had to experience that, because it might teach them to mind their own fucking business as Mormons.
That's very fair.
I don't know how much I want to go door to door on a bike anymore when I peer into a house with the intention of saving a soul and just see...
The souls are gone.
Yeah, unsavable ones.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, there's like some stats. There's like, there's people breaking into your homes. 1,400 home invasions every year in America. But like, how many of those are like Mormon kids just discovering dead bodies?
Yeah, that
2.
technically is a home invasion. They weren't allowed in. And this is what I was saying. At least vampires are polite about it and wait for you to invite them.
Absolutely.
Most people in horror movies seem to be worse than vampires.
And anybody who doesn't just come right in, I assume you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Where I have to verbally tell you, come right in?
Yeah.
No, you're a vampire.
You must be. Otherwise, you'd just be coming in right now. Everybody else fucking does, apparently.
This is supposed to be based on a true story. Did you look up the true story? Because I was going to, and then I forgot to.
Oh my God. Let me tell you another true story, okay?
Well, I mean, as long as we get to this true story, Jay.
Yeah. Well,
How many true stories you got, buddy?
Turns out, not that many, because this isn't one.
Okay.
I have a very big problem with, and this is a lot of movies, especially horror movies. If you can say literally inspired by true events means nothing at all. You know what's inspired by true events? Literally everything that's ever been made in the history of human existence.
Fair enough.
This was inspired by true events in the way that the director had his house broken into when he was a kid. That's it.
Okay.
That's all.
You know what?
Tried to tie it to like some other like serial killer experience from like the 1960s or something, but there's no real. First of all, let me just tell you, that food trap on the top of your lip doesn't handle liquid very well.
No,
at all.
it does not. I know.
I'm watching you drink, and it's just water.
I'm saving it for later.
Yeah, it's gonna dry out.
It's like a camel's hump.
So.
But for coffee and water. We're talking about my mustache and not like a weird bucket that I've had installed on my face, by the way.
It's a hairy trough. Oh my God. Anyway, I hate it because it makes exactly you think that there's some kind of legitimate story behind this.
Yeah. I thought that might be the case, but I was like, maybe I'll Google it because maybe one time 3 people wearing funny masks busted in and stabbed the bejeezers out of some people.
I'm sure that's happened somewhere at some point, but this guy didn't know about it. I walk outside right now and then I'll write a movie about Godzilla, and it was based on true events and the fact that I was outside once.
I saw a lizard one day.
Yeah, when it was bigger than I thought it would be.
Fair enough. So, all right.
Fuck you. For if you have that in your movie, there had better be like an actual like murder that happened that you can be like, I watched this and I decided I want to make a movie similar or something.
Kind of like in the way Texas Chainsaw Massacre was like Ed Gein, I suppose.
Yeah.
They included like a featurette documentary in the DVD.
Which, fine. All right. And you could take creative liberties, but that's different than, at least there's something that actually happened, as opposed to just, this is based on true events in the same way that I breathed air yesterday.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Do not do. Anyway, yeah. So this couple comes home from like, I don't know.
It's a wedding dinner party.
Yeah. And then he thought,
what a good time to steal the thunder from the 2 people who actually just got married.
Exactly.
And propose to my girlfriend who doesn't want it at all.
Yeah.
This is a problem that I have as well. Don't surprise people with proposals. Now, he had the common decency to go outside to the car when they were alone to pull the ring out.
Oh, yeah.
But that's still a conversation. And it should be an ongoing one. Hey, we've been together for a month and a half. Let's just get fucking married.
Hey, I know we're at this wedding, but I bought this ring 2 weeks ago. You want to put that on there and just do this? Let's just do this.
As somebody who fears rejection, I would never be dropping the "Will you marry me" right before a road trip that I had planned.
Oh, yeah, no. Because then...
Way too many opportunities for all of my planning and probably money I spent to be just completely thrown out the window.
Point in case, the whole first 5 minutes of this, they like come home to this house and...
He's done all this shit.
Yeah, you should... First of all, if you're going to do a Trail of Roses, hold off.
Yeah.
Do it after.
Or... propose after. This guy goes to all the trouble of essentially depriving half of the world of roses, given how many fucking petals he used.
Yeah.
He's the sole reason for the rose shortage in the United States.
Absolutely.
Because they're all over the floor, on the table, on the bed, in the bathtub.
I thought it was weird that the Trail of Roses led to the bathtub, because it's like, hey, fucking take a bath.
Yeah, I want you. Don't be so filthy all the time.
Take a bath, you whore. I like to watch. I'm James.
James and Kristen are the names of the main characters in this movie.
I actually wrote it down. James and Jimmy.
I'm gonna make a James and Jimmy. I'm gonna make a point of trying really hard to do that so that I don't just go a pig face and her friend,
the main character with the head,
and the hair on it. Don't put roses in the bathtub. First of all, that's going to wreck your plumbing.
Yeah.
Those don't drain. They're going to clog the whole shit up because it's a grid in there and they're not going to fit. So then it's not so romantic to get out of the bathtub. First of all, be covered in rose petals when you're out of the bathtub.
You got to take another shower.
And then you got to like bend down over the drain and just shove your finger into it in order to force those petals down.
By the way, if you're putting your finger down that hole, it's not coming back clean.
No, it's going to be even dirtier than when you started. And you're just creating mess for yourself to have to clean up later.
Absolutely you are. Absolutely you are. Ugh.
So all I'm saying, man, is you went to all that trouble. Wait until after the legs get spread to pull out the ring. That's a maybe at best.
Or even like bleed her down that Trail of Roses and then like have the ring there.
Yeah.
Because then at least it's like, hey, look, I have all these roses. Maybe the roses will.
They might, sway her in one direction.
Boom. Boom. It's not just like we're in a dirty parking lot next to the car where somebody might have peed earlier.
I'm clearly trying to take advantage of the fact that you want to be a wife as bad as the one that we just saw.
Oh.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride by choice.
Woo.
Apparently.
The
first thing I wrote down here is Liv Tyler probably gives a sick mouth beezy.
No.
With her puffy lips and mouth.
Jesus Christ.
That's somebody's daughter.
That not just somebody. Is that not the guy from Aerosmith's daughter?
It sure is. Is Steven Tyler going to come to my house and hit me with the line of cocaine?
Well, he lives next door to Charlie Sheen on 2.5 Men, so...
He probably lives next door to Charlie Sheen in real life.
He probably knows where to get it.
Yeah. From Charlie.
Exactly. So this James guy, he does everything in his power to make, like, hey, we just broke up, we better have this talk. But he makes that so uncomfortable. Everything in his power.
Yeah.
He fucking plays the slow music.
And by himself over there.
Yeah, he like pulls the ring out and is like, hey, I can't keep it. I can't take it back. Pawn shop.
Yeah,
Pawn. Why not pawn it?
But his feelings.
But $1,000 maybe.
Oh, probably more than that.
Like,
did you see the size of their fucking house? That's like a $10,000 ring.
I think that's an Airbnb. Or it's like their parents' house or something, because they have like...
It's his dad's house.
Yeah.
But you know he comes from that money.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got plenty of it. This fucking house is beautiful, and I'm furious about it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I didn't listen to like any of the relationship stuff. Too long did not read, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, he had the roses all laid out, and then he says, "You were my girl." And then he just fucks her on the counter.
Yeah.
He just fucks her right on where they make the sandwiches in the morning counter.
As if their relationship didn't dissolve painfully just now for the both of them.
You were my girl.
Let's
get
just
get panties off.
Let's get... Ew. I never want to hear anybody say that.
Okay. All right.
Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be in the mood. I don't know if I'm getting up after my proposal gets rejected.
That's what I'm saying. Like, did his sadness get her wet, or like where did that boner come from, dude? Where did you get that boner from? Are you just because you're hugging? Ew.
Yeah.
Weirdo.
Hang on. This chick, Kristen. It's either Kristen or Christina. I'm going to say Kristen either way. Gave him the best out ever, which he chose not to take, which is I need cigarettes.
Dude, he was so eager. He was like, I'll go get those.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Let me just get him. I want to drive anyway. Yeah. Half expected him to just never come back.
That's the whole thing. Is like, he's not coming back.
Yeah.
What?
And then after he leaves, she puts the ring on, and first of all, you can tell it's too small for her fucking finger.
Yep.
And then she can't get it off. So you waited until all that emotional turmoil from him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Let's just see how it looks on my finger, though.
Well, here's my qualm, right? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'll go get those cigarettes, but that's like after that girl comes and like unscrews the light bulb and like knocks on the door. Oh yeah, sure. Let me leave my wife alone where there's a stranger roaming the streets.
At least one. Now, he had to screw that light bulb back in, which means that he knows it was unscrewed, which should have been red flag number one because they came home.
Yeah.
And the light was working just fine.
That is one of the creepiest things to think about, by the way. Like, just unscrew this light bulb so they can't see me.
Yeah, my face is now obscured.
Yeah, that's so
Great.
fucking... It's a good idea if you're home invasioning, but it's so creepy to think about.
That's the first thing that is going to go through my head. Oh, this person wants in bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, chick knocks on the door. This is one of the three strangers. After a very bizarre interaction where she's like, is Tamara home? Which is her name in another movie that I don't remember. And they're like, nope, you got the wrong house. And she's like, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. If I wasn't before, I fucking am now.
Oh, my God.
And then he closes the door, and he doesn't lock it.
No, he does not.
Liv Tyler's got to lock the door later.
Or does she unlock it? I don't know.
I think she locks it.
I hope she locks it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Did that door have a screen door? I don't remember.
It did not.
Oh, my God. What?
Because it gets axed through
You're
right
inviting...
away.
Not only that, it gets axed through, and then the dude like, that hole's not big. Only widen that up with a big shotgun blast. Come on in, friends.
Let me just help you with what you're trying to do to me here.
Yeah. But like, yeah, why? Oh, you need a screen door. I'm sorry.
I would agree.
If you don't have a screen door, you're inviting people to get too close to your house.
Also, like, you have the door open for just a little bit too long. A crack. Hey, bugs, come on in.
Yep.
Also, you live out in the middle of nowhere, clearly, because there's nobody around. I would say just have a screen door in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what?
There's trees.
You crack that door for a second, not only bugs, stranger's foot. Right in the door.
Directly in.
Boom. Now strangers in your house.
No barrier between you and the nightmares that you're trying to avoid by having a home in the first place.
If they would have had a screen door, none of this would have happened.
Probably.
Actually, at the end of the movie, they're like, well, why are you doing this? Because you're home.
Yeah.
That's why you don't answer the door.
At 4 a.m. Let's stop for a second. It's 4 a.m. It's established in the movie that it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And somebody knocks on the door. You know what they're not going to get? Anywhere near me because I'm not opening it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not home at 4 a.m.
No.
Even if I am.
Yeah, for real. Lights are out. What do you? I'm out. I'm gone.
Why are the porch lights on when you're both inside and it's 4 a.m?
Who are you expecting but strangers?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. My word.
Bad. This is the second movie where somebody turns to a tub of ice cream in a moment of emotional stress.
And it's Blue Bell ice cream too. I think that's an actual brand of ice cream.
I wouldn't know.
I feel like it's a real brand in like certain states, and it's like
interesting,
tasty as fuck.
It's real. It's like Haagen-Dazs.
Oh, it's like it's the Haagen-Dazs of Haagen-Dazs.
It's B&J's. Which, I mean, if Liv Tyler would have given more of those, maybe he would have been a little bit more patient with her denial of the proposal. Yeah, so he gets out the ice cream. He gets out the champagne. Great combination, I'll say.
Nothing like curdled ice cream in a champagne gut.
Yeah.
That's for sure. I love being bloated, drunk, and also full of dairy.
Yeah. So that's the trifecta of horribleness right there.
Oh, God. If we could just carbonate a White Russian, we'd be in business.
Would you just pour some bubbly into that shit? That sounds so disgusting, man.
Does.
Oh my God.
It really does.
One time, I had a wine and a beer. And so I think that's what it was. Was that?
One time you had a wine and a
No,
beer.
you know what it was? It was White Russian leftovers, which is very appropriate given what you just said.
Yeah.
And I had a bottle of wine, so it was Bailey's. And I was like, okay, I'm going to finish this Bailey's and then I'll drink the wine. Made the mistake of putting them both in my mouth at the same time. And the Bailey's curdled immediately. And I've never been that close to throwing up in my life without throwing up. If I threw up, it wouldn't have been a surprise.
Oh my God.
Damn. That's the fastest toothbrush on record. I should be in the Guinness Book for that shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, it sucked. It was a big mistake. I didn't think that was going to happen. It was a huge mistake. So yeah, when he goes to get cigarettes, it's still like a 3/4 full bottle of champagne. He just chucks that on the lawn and leaves Liv Tyler to drink Corona beers.
Yeah. Wow.
What a dick move. Just leave the champagne for her.
No wonder she said no.
Yeah, this guy's selfish the whole movie. The whole movie he's inconsiderate, by the way. The whole time he's just like, no, fucking get back in the house.
Yeah.
Don't look at the dead body that I just created with the shotgun.
Yeah. Look at what they did to him after I shot him.
And then wonders, why she's so fucking trepidatious about spending the rest of her life with the guy. He won't even let her like fucking breathe for 5 seconds half the time. It's great. On the note of that tub of ice cream, if that's your response to getting hard no'd at your ring, by that logic, my roommate proposes to a woman 3 times a week. I see him with the tub of ice cream at his computer more often than I see him with anything else.
That man's living the dream.
He really is, dude. I'm jealous.
I wish.
It's always that Cherry Garcia.
Oh.
Or
yeah, it is.
Or Moose Tracks.
Okay.
Or this other one that I can't remember. It's something like double chocolate fudge indulgence. Which sounds like cardiac arrest to me.
And which diabetes is he in right now?
Oh, he's working on both. 1 and 2, probably.
Jesus, type 3.
Yeah, it's both of them added together. Yeah.
Every time these strangers knock on that door, Liv Tyler flexes every muscle in her neck. I didn't know you had that many muscles in your neck to flex. It looks like they had her hooked up to like a tens machine and they just cranked it to 10.
They just hit her with it.
Yeah, and
they add the door knock later in post. It's just somebody poking her with a pin in the back of her neck.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fuck. So I read on the IMDb page that the reason why that happens is because she was legitimately scared every time they bang on the door, because the director would tell her that a sound was coming from one direction and then have it come from a completely different direction.
Okay, I see why. I was gonna say, it's like,
a legitimate fear response.
I was gonna say you're in a movie about knocking on a door. How are you afraid of it?
Yeah.
But that makes sense then. All right.
And like, so if that's her reaction though, she's got Corey Taylor's neck from Slipknot. She's got the strongest, most muscular neck on earth.
Yeah.
And she's flexing it like that all the time.
People are bending steel around that neck.
And she does a really good job of being scared constantly by everything throughout this whole movie. So that must be just her personality.
Oh, absolutely. That house has too many wall-length curtains. Like, those strangers, first of all, picked the best house.
They sure did.
Because those curtains go from ceiling to floor. You'd never see feet poking out underneath.
No, you wouldn't.
That's the place to hide.
So many good hide-and-seek winter spots in this house.
Oh, yeah.
And they take full advantage of them, let me tell you.
They really do.
Those fucking strangers. And now, I don't know. This is kind of annoying to me. These are just murderers. These are just 3 roving murderers who decide to kill people just by virtue of their existence.
Yes.
They're not ghosts.
No, they're not.
So during scenes like when James comes back from getting cigarettes, by the way, Liv Tyler says, "I'll be fine," as he's leaving, which, I mean, that means you're dead.
Yeah.
Even if I hadn't seen this movie before, I'd know the ending because you said I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine. I'll be right back. Let's split up. Which is something that James wants to do so bad, but I'll get into that in a second. So when he comes back from getting cigarettes, the strangers are kicking it into high gear with getting in the house and trying to scare the shit out of this poor woman who's having a mental crisis. He goes back outside to see if his car works or something, and it's all smashed up. First of all, guess what? I'm going right the fuck back inside if I see that. I'm not checking out the car anymore if the windows are busted in. Nah, there's probably somebody still in there. Anyway, one of these strangers here pokes him on the back of the neck while he's bent over in the car, and he turns around and they're gone.
Yeah.
What, did he crawl under the fucking car? Nobody runs that fast, all right? There's a couple scenes in this where they're being chased by these strangers, whether they know it or not, and they look behind themselves and they're gone.
Yeah.
There might be some trees around, but it's a wide open fucking area.
Yeah, there's one scene, I think it's right after she like trips and cracks her leg or whatever.
Which, let me tell you, wear shoes when you're going outside into the woods, man.
Fair enough.
How the fuck hard is that?
You're not wrong.
She wrecks her foot because she's running around barefoot and she doesn't know the terrain enough to see a ravine. All right, you kind of deserve it.
I will note too. That dude went up to get her cigarettes. She fucking lights one up while he's gone.
Well, she had one in the ashtray.
Okay,
that was the saver.
All right.
As a smoker, I'll tell you, you don't wait till the pack's done to get more.
Fair enough.
Because that's a shaky time for about half an hour. Probably an hour given how far away from the fucking house this cigarette store is.
This was such a weird area because it's out in the middle of nowhere, but there were streetlights.
There were streetlights and like nicely paved roads and lawns and shit.
But they're in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know where they must have been like the edge of town.
I'm going to throw Colorado out there. Okay. I imagine that's the kind of place where you would see something like that. It's not necessarily I have to drive into town, but I have to at least go to like the closest gas station.
Mm-hmm. So fucking sorry, I was reading my note here.
No, it's fine.
There was like a scene, I guess, where she's like changing because she's in the thing that they were fucking in, and she's like, well, I got to put clothes on now.
Yeah, she puts clothes on because they keep banging on the door and she doesn't want to be caught naked when she's being murdered, which I understand.
Oh yeah, she doesn't want to be caught naked, but yeah, she still steps out mid changing in her underwear being like, hello, anybody here? Anybody here? Anybody here?
Doesn't care that much about it.
If I think people are outside, the first thing I do is put pants on.
Pants are going right on me.
There's no way I'm confronting anybody without pants on.
I have a hard time going to sleep without pants on.
Right? And then James comes... Well, she thinks James comes home. The door slams or whatever. She's like, oh, James? Like, James isn't going to come home and be like, I'm here with the cigarettes.
Now, 100%, if that was me, or you, I assume... We're going to announce ourselves when we come back in.
Yeah, somebody's been banging on the door like a mad person.
The chick who I'm in a relationship with begrudgingly now at this point is scared. I'm going to try and assuage that fright by being like, it's me, James.
Yep. I'm here with the thing you asked me to get.
But given his shitty attitude, I don't know if he cared that much.
You know what? He did become sort of just like a shitty guy.
Yeah.
Throughout that whole film. He was like he's like the boyfriend who didn't believe anything. Like, he's like, there's nobody here. They didn't come in.
Yeah.
I see your cell phone's in the fire melting, but you must have done that.
So that was for the viewer. Neither of them actually saw that phone in the fire.
Okay.
However, what incentive would Liv Tyler have to lie about any of that?
Right.
Who are you helping? Hey, I'm going to get back at you for proposing to me by just acting like your house is being broken into. Mm-hmm. I'm just kidding. Wasn't that funny?
But no.
Do you want to marry me now?
He doesn't believe a fucking thing she says until he's like, "Where's my phone battery?"
Yeah.
It was in my old-timey flip phone.
Liv, have I been calling her Liv Taylor?
I don't know.
Liv Tyler has zero spatial awareness. There is a scene where while the banging's happen and she puts on some music, I believe. I don't know if she puts on music then or it happens later. Either way, she gets a glass of water because I guess the Corona wasn't doing it for her. She took like 2 drinks out of that fucking thing. If there's somebody trying to break into my house, I'm drinking everything in the house. Because if I'm going to die, I might as well be wasted.
Well, yeah, but also you need broken bottles to fight back with.
That's true. So. That would be utilitous. Why not do that? Anyway, she's getting water at the fucking kitchen counter, and there's just a stranger in the house. He just pokes his bagged head around the corner.
So many scenes where they're just like,
I'm in your house.
I'm doing the face right now.
Yeah. It's a face. It looks quizzical, but at the same time threatening.
There you go.
I could be in downtown Toronto during rush hour, and I'll know if there's somebody watching me 8 blocks away, and I will hear them walk around.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Let alone
Spidey
this.
sense.
Yeah, this guy's 25 feet from her, and she's got no idea.
Yeah.
Especially in a 4 a.m. house, and I'm the only one in there. I'll know if like a feather drops out of a pillow in a bedroom all the way across the other side of the house.
Yeah. It seemed like it was the thing they were trying to establish, or it was just like, this is our thing.
Yeah.
It's walking him quietly behind people because they do it a bunch.
This guy,
they're just like in the room and nobody knows they're there.
This dude has the fluffiest moccasins ever.
Oh yeah, he's walking on clouds.
Yeah, he doesn't make a sound, and he's not small either. He's thumping around that place.
Yeah, he's a big stocky man.
Yeah.
Until I realized that there were only 3 of them, I was like, why isn't anybody just putting a bag on their head to blend in?
No, I'm one of you. It's all good.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there was
Let's kill this family, right?
Yeah. What's up, guys? I didn't realize. Oh, there's 2 bag heads. My bad. I think I'm next door, actually.
Yeah. Whoops. Oh, yeah. I got the wrong. This was your house. Yeah. My bad. I'll see you.
So I'll see you at the company picnic.
I'm pretty sure he switches bags about 2/3 of the way through the movie as well. When he after he catches James by kicking him square in the face so hard.
Is that when you're not sure if it's a kick in the face or if he's shotgun blasting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. But the bag is like much cleaner and whiter when he comes back in. I don't know. He was just that in that truck that they drive around, which they mangled, by the way, crashing into the car when they're trying to leave. And you're still gonna just drive that? That's a pullover immediately.
Yeah.
Hey, what's this bloody everything in the truck now?
Absolutely.
Oh, whoops.
You can't drive like a car like this. Speaking of, like, when he went out there to look at that smashed up vehicle. So yeah, your thought was like, yeah, there might be somebody in the back. My thought was like, go, just get in, go.
That was
they're flats. You can still go.
I had that one as well, and that's sort of what I mean when, like, if he were a nicer guy to his girlfriend, it wouldn't be stay in the house. I'm gonna go out here by myself.
Yeah,
it's worked so well for us so far, and they would have both been together in the car. Would have noticed that the car turns on and gotten the fuck out of there right away.
Right.
This shady shit starts happening in my weird forest house. I mean, he was planning to leave anyway with Glenn Howerton, who he asked to come pick him up.
Right.
At, again, 4 a.m. super dick move.
Yeah.
Because, well, it got him killed as well. I guess murdering him is also a dick move, even if it is by mistake. Yeah, you can drive on, take it from me, somebody who just did this for about a month, you can drive on a flat tire for a long time. I only inflated that thing maybe twice over the 3 weeks that it was flat. And yeah, no, it works.
Hey, if it works, it works.
It
man.
might fuck your tire up, but just slap the Summers on. Also, least of my concerns, right? Oh, I don't know, the hubcap's gonna scrape. So's your head against the floor when you get killed, probably.
Oh yeah,
don't
absolutely.
stick around.
Shit. What's I got a cat on me.
Yeah.
Where are you trying to go?
Looking for the source of a noise when you hear one is a white people mistake.
It is.
No. Liv Tyler's sitting down on the ground and she's frightened because there's noises in the house. And then she hears one and she goes and looks. And guess what? Baghead right on the other side of the window. Surprise.
Yeah, that's probably by the way, if I open a curtain, that's the last thing I do want to see is a bag-headed man on the other side of a window.
It makes me not want to open curtains in my regular everyday life.
Yeah. And you live like way high up. Your floor is in the air.
That would be infinitely worse. If I opened a curtain and saw a baghead 8 floors up.
Now, what would be worse? If he had super long legs or if he had climbed up? Because I think the long legs would be infinitely worse.
The long legs. That's a cryptid. You can just be Spider-Man if, you're regularly proportioned and you're at my window. But if you're just standing on the ground and looking in, I got bigger problems.
I do appreciate the responsible gun ownership in this movie. Having the bullets and the guns stored separately is always good.
Stored in a pink box that nobody would ever look in for bullets.
Yeah.
And then also having the gun dismantled and put up high.
Yeah, but see, that's the part I don't agree with, because when you need a shotgun, you don't really want to put it together.
That's true.
When you need a shotgun, there is never really time to assemble a shotgun.
No, there's not time for much when you need a shotgun in your house.
Shotguns are as soon as possible tools.
Yeah. So yeah, no, you're right. I did enjoy that. For once, it's not just like sitting on a table or under the bed somewhere for a kid to get to.
Right. That's me slapping the cat's belly. if anybody could hear that.
This movie is 100% why I never want to own a big house.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Too many places for strangers to silently walk behind me in.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thanks.
I mean, we're up in the loft right now. I don't know what's going on downstairs.
Yeah.
I can't see downstairs. That's upsetting.
And honestly, this house ain't even that bad because you can, on any floor, stand just about anywhere and see all of it. That's what I want. I got a nice 2-bedroom apartment. I don't want it to get much bigger than that. There's already too many corners.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. You need like a mirror on a stick walking around.
Sure fucking do.
So at the beginning of the movie, this dude like calls Glenn. He's like, "Hey, come get me, Glenn.
Things didn't go as planned."
Yeah, and
which means he ran this proposal by his friends.
Yeah,
and they were like, "Yeah, go for it at the wedding." Not Jesus the best friends you thought you had.
Yeah, no. He ends up coming early, and it's surprise, surprise, it's fucking Dennis. And as he's sitting there calling the guy, whatever it was, like something smashes his window.
Yeah.
And Dennis is looking for satisfaction after
Oh,
that.
yeah, he is.
He
demands it.
But like he strolls in and sees the cars all smashed up. He's like, well, if I saw that, I probably would have called 911.
Oh, right away with my phone that works and is not in a fire?
I would have walked away and called 911 and be like, hey, cops, I got something for you.
Nah, I'm going to solve this problem myself with a metal bar. And I'll tell you, Glenn gets shot in the face pretty good.
Oh, he does. And you don't see it coming?
No. It was a very effective one because he only got half a hello out.
Yes, it was.
So I was like, I know he's going to die, but when?
And the whole time you're like, the little lady's creeping up on him or whatever in the mask. And you're like, oh, here it comes. Here it comes with the axe. Like they even have the axe in the hand.
Yeah. They didn't even need to. You're really just solving problems for the murderers at this point, making their jobs much easier.
Right.
Taking food out of their murder mouths.
Yeah. Oh shit. I was at that point. Was the record skipping?
The record,
because I remember it plays some like it plays like they put on country music.
The record is skipping before James gets back with the cigarettes.
Okay, I was gonna say if I walk in a place and I hear a skipping record that nobody's fixed,
that's not a place I want to be.
Yeah, there's obviously something that's like the most annoying thing. Besides the shower curtain in this movie.
Was it pitch black? Is that why?
No, it's just the loudest crack.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It just screams as she pulls its clothes. That and like a skipping record, most annoying things in the world.
Yeah. No, and like you try to establish creepiness, but I'm just irritated at this point. Like I might risk my life just to pull that needle off. I don't... Why would you do... I understand. Nope, never mind. Lost the thought.
It's all good. After James blasts his fucking friend in the face with a shotgun.
That's what it was. He went to... The motherfucker announces himself before even getting in the house. A lot of hellos outside. Not a single one once he got in. Which probably would have saved him from getting shot in the fucking head.
Yup.
Whoops.
Yeah, if he would have gave a little whistle. Well, maybe not a whistle.
Hey, James, your ride's here.
Yeah.
Uber's
James,
pulled up.
I'm here. What have you done to my house? Yeah, no, whoopsie poopsie, Jimmy's dead. But after he blasts him in the face, he then takes the shotgun. He's like, no, you stay here. I got this.
Yeah.
After he proved that he shouldn't be holding the shotgun.
He's not a responsible gun handler.
No, he just tries to be the hero after proving that maybe you should be using a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need
with
that
your
shotgun.
hair trigger.
Yeah, and so I assumed like when that dude ran up on him and kicked him in the face, he just shot himself. Because you don't see him for a very long time after.
You figure he just whoop fuck.
Yeah. Just stumbled and ends up under his chin and whoopsie poopsie.
I would have definitely also, because that guy runs up from probably a solid, there's a 25-foot rule. I don't know if you know about this. You probably do. But in a fight between a gun and a knife, if your assailant has a knife and you have the gun and they're within 25 feet of you, chances are they can get to you before you can aim and fire that weapon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
However, I believe that if I heard somebody running up behind me in this situation, I would get at least one blind shot off in the direction of behind me.
Especially if you
just for safety.
If you have the shotgun in your hands.
Yeah.
I mean, the second I hear footsteps running, I'm
bang.
I'm gonna make sure it's not Liv Tyler coming up, and I'm just gonna give it.
I think Liv Tyler probably would have been like, James, if it was her. So it's her own damn fault if, once again, announce your presence. Yeah. Otherwise, you get shot.
Absolutely.
Especially after he just killed his best friend. He doesn't give a fuck anymore. I wouldn't. I'm just firing off into the night at that point.
Oh, my God.
The most effective way to console someone who's panicking is to tell them to stop.
You know what? That's the same way of like being like, oh, you're grumpy. Somebody's being grumpy.
Are you on your period?
It's the same effect. Same effect. You're just throwing liquor onto the fire.
Yeah. Liv Tyler's being nearly assaulted by 3 people at once. And so she starts to have a bit of a panic attack and he goes, stop it.
Yeah. Stop. You're being crazy.
Thanks, James.
I'm a horror movie boyfriend and you're just... I don't believe a fucking word out of your mouth because I'm a ding-a-ling. Oh my god. Oh, yes. So, I mean, I'm surprised that nobody put just one. They could have put a pillowcase on their head and they would have fooled at least two people. And then that's enough to get out of there.
Yeah, it is. Even just to make them second guess. Is that my dad? And then, bye. I'm gone already.
Fuck. And yeah, I guess there's just like, there was that, and then it just cuts to like daytime. I don't remember.
So, yeah.
Oh no, she tries to use that as like some ham radio. Yeah. Who the fuck? Like, cool, you have a ham radio. Who has their ham radio on at 4 a.m? And it's just like, who's out there looking to chat? That person's not going to help you.
That entire scene, first of all, they go to these killers, these strangers.
Strange people.
They burn Kristen's phone. Mm-hmm. They take the battery out of James's phone, which was, I thought, a weird choice. Just throw that one in the fire, too. You're already there.
Yeah.
But the only reason why that ham radio wasn't destroyed is exactly because nobody the fuck has one.
Right.
None of these strangers were like, well, there's probably a radio in the garage, too. That whole scene pisses me right off. She gets all the way after busting her foot so bad.
How hard did you relate to that, by the way?
Pretty well. I recognized the shock and pain immediately after having broken my own leg in a very similar way.
You have ghost phantom pains.
Yeah.
Sympathy limps.
Limpathies. So she manages to get all the way to that garage, looks and notices that the axe is missing, which was used by Baghead there to shining his way into the house in the first place, which, first of all, there's no way the door splinters like that. I don't care how heavily you're throwing that axe around. It's going to take a couple more hits than that.
Yeah, definitely.
To make a head-size hole in that shit.
It's a thick wood door.
Yeah, that's a strong-ass old door.
It's sort of like the point of doors. That's
to be nigh impenetrable, that's, yeah.
But like, it doesn't, I don't understand, like, the paper walls. Mm-hmm. Because somebody runs fast enough, they can like juggernaut their way through that.
You sure can.
Just like in X-Men 3, the Rhino guy.
Yeah.
What are these cement walls?
No problem at all.
Yeah.
Bam Margera and Jackass 3 dropping into that drywall.
Yeah. It's literally that. That's the scene.
She's just trying to contact people over the ham radio. Speak louder. It's a ham radio. Not a direct link into your cranium.
The sweaty 48-year-old man who's alone in his basement cannot pick up what you're trying to say.
If you're whispering into a ham radio, which is half static anyway.
Yeah. But there's a response. There's one response out of that radio, and it's just some guy going, "Where are you?"
And it was crystal clear as well. For fuck's sake, triangulate that signal. There's this whole wall of shed tools and gardening implements, and the axe is missing. You don't think to pick up a sickle? It's fucking hanging. Any item in that shed could probably be used as a weapon.
That's the whole thing about sheds. That's where you put the pointy objects that you don't want to hurt yourself on.
Yeah.
Shovels.
Lawnmower blade.
Anything.
Yeah.
Sling blade.
You're in danger. Grab something. And then a mom stranger. I'm just going with it's like a family dynamic because you got a Baghdad and you got Baghdad.
Yeah.
Well, that's different than what I meant for it to be, but then you got porcelain doll mom and you got porcelain doll daughter.
Sure thing.
Who this apparently is her first murder. According to the end of the movie where the mom says it'll get easier next time.
Yeah.
She seems to really know what she's doing she's a natural at this.
So they kind of set themselves up for a prequel there.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Where there's like a human interest angle to this band of ragtag killers.
There you go.
It's like a buddy cop drama after that. Mom comes in and smashes the fucking radio. And then what? Let's Liv Tyler crawl out slowly because she gets like 50 feet away from that shed before anybody notices that she's crawling on the wide open lawn, well lit by the house lights.
And it's not like she's going like 100 miles a minute.
No, she's barely moving at all.
Yeah, it's very much a snail's pace.
And so like, I don't care. They're all around her the whole time. There's no way they don't see her there.
I think I wanna think that they're like, let's let her think she's going somewhere.
They're just drumming up fear like the creeper.
Yeah.
Like the Jeepers Creepers creeper.
Exactly.
He needs them to be scared, otherwise he can't smell how good their nose tastes.
I feel like they don't need her to be scared, but they do prefer her to be scared.
You like that better? All right. And so I was thinking, okay, if that's the case, that's acceptable. But then also I was like, man, sometimes the brain will go to some pretty insane leaps just to make something make sense when it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Why are these people like disappearing like specters every time somebody turns around? Like a fucking electron. Once they're observed, they change states.
Yeah, for real. Like, not every killer needs to have like supernatural things about them. People make footsteps.
They sure, especially in the woods, in the yard woods. You're crackling every twig. Yeah, especially when you're running. I don't care.
Yeah, you're telling me you've got that many trees on your front lawn, and your groundskeeper that you clearly have because that's such a big fucking lawn picks up every stick,
every single one.
I used to do that for my great grandma. It takes hours.
Well, otherwise he loses his work visa.
Well, you know what happens? You get all those sticks picked up, a gust comes along, makes 100 more sticks.
Right away.
Trees are they're just dropping sticks. They're just big sticks that make little sticks.
Yep. That's a perfect description of what trees are.
Yep.
And they're real assholes when you want to clear lawn.
They really are. So little home invasion tip here. Look, if people are trying to break into your house and they don't care that you're home, you fucked. And if people are trying to break into your home and they're wearing masks and then they take those masks off, oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, because you know right then.
Yeah, if they're like, yeah, look at my face.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you're going to be able to do once I'm done here that's going to change the fact that you saw my face.
Yeah, you pretty much should just roll over and let them stab you because I'm
a witness, so that
yeah.
Rule number 1 of home invasion is eliminate all witnesses.
Boom. Yeah.
Right there.
Or just do it when people aren't home, because you always get like this isn't my home. Whoops, my bad. Sorry, I thought this was my friend's house. And you're like, nah, you were trying to break in here.
Yeah, you sure were. That's why you came back and asked about the same person I just said wasn't here.
Yeah.
Hey, man, now I know all your motives. I know them all.
And then like she was just out in the street and she's like, she's out there watching, and that didn't like creep out the boyfriend at all.
No, let's go talk to them.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to go out there and talk to them.
Absolutely. She's wearing a mask. Let's have look.
I wouldn't go outside and talk to somebody standing in the street without a mask on.
Yeah. The most sensible people come out at night wearing masks in the country.
Those are people willing to listen to reason.
Those, not only reason, logic.
Yeah, both.
Those people are the most polite and well-to-do folks out just trying to help. Yeah. Absolutely.
They saw your car and figured you were in distress, and they let me put on my helping mask.
Absolutely. I don't want to get helping blood on my face.
Yeah.
You know what I would have done was take that shotgun right out there, and I'd be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Done. Look at that. Look what I did to you. Where's your friends?
How's that for you?
Maybe you should get off my property. This is America.
It sure is. I'm not violating stand your ground laws right now at all.
Yeah.
You tried to come in.
You tried to come in, access was denied, and now you got no kneecap.
During the time when Glenn Howerton gets his fucking cat peeled back.
He peeled way back.
Yeah. They have this setup where they're hiding in the corner of a room with only one door in and out and seemingly no window. And they've chosen now to hide behind cardboard boxes, which is not the best option, but work with what you got.
Yeah.
I don't care how many best friends I shoot in this situation. I'm not going to see. I'm staying right where I am. This is, I have a shotgun trained at the only place somebody can come in and kill me. I'm here all night.
Yeah, they immediately broke rule number 1 of making a fort, and that's leaving the fort.
Yeah. It's a they forgot to write the no girls allowed on it. That's the problem. So girls were allowed in, and so at least 2 of these killers are women. They were going to come in anyway.
Yeah. You got to make it known. No girls. You can have 1, though.
Anyway, that's a fucking sick setup for defending yourself against murderers. I wouldn't leave that for anything.
It is. And like, if there's only 3 of them, if you're good, you only need 3 bullets.
Yeah.
You won't be there for that long.
And he's got pockets full. Liv Tyler made sure of that. fucking jamming shotgun rounds into his pockets because he didn't think to do so.
And you know what you could always do if they're out in the hallway and they're like, we're out in the hallway, you shoot through the wall.
Yep.
Yep.
You hear the footsteps that he's inevitably making.
Yeah.
That shotgun blast can go right through a wall.
Yeah. You think they're being tricky. They just got tricked.
I did actually have that thought as well.
You could just get tricked right in the head.
There were a couple opportunities where you could have shot through walls. I don't give a fuck. What are you worried about? Your electrical?
Yeah. By the way, I mounted a TV, and I was like, we had a stud finder, and it kept being like, boop, there's electrical stuff here. I'm like, how the fuck is there electrical stuff here? There's nothing there. Drilled right in there, drilled right in there, drilled right in there, and then I looked around the other side of the wall. I'm like, oh, there's an outlet on the other side of the wall. So I didn't die.
So you almost electrocuted yourself is what you're saying to me.
I didn't die, but I got that TV hung up.
Yeah. I've had at work people cut through wires and stuff in the midst of constructing. And thankfully, you don't die. It creates a very loud bang, though.
Oh, Jesus.
Which, I mean, if you have a shotgun and you're blowing it through, it's going to be a louder bang anyway, so who fucking cares?
Yeah,
at some point in this movie, I guess Father Baghead gets tired and he just has a seat at the fucking dinner table.
He's just like, what is this all about?
Man, this is a night, huh?
We're really losing sight of what this has been about.
Jeez Louise.
He fucking just like shakes his head and just sits down and like breathes real heavily.
Yeah. Liv Tyler's hiding in the pantry and can see this happen.
By the way, those slats in the pantry,
strongest fucking slats ever, number one, but
horizontal as hell.
Yeah, they are.
If you can see him, he can see you.
100%, especially there's light shining on her face.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's very visible.
She might as well be hiding behind Venetian blinds and have them set to all the way up.
I bet he knew all about that. He looked at the pantry twice. All I'm saying, you got all those preserves in there. Hit him with a canned good.
Yeah.
Have you ever been hit in the head with a fucking can of tomato sauce? That shit'll take you right out.
I haven't, but like I can imagine that it's a solid rock, right?
You could, in the time it takes to grab a tomato sauce and crank open that pantry door, you could get one good shot off.
Oh yeah.
Just make it count.
And she's an elf, so she's got that magic.
She's got, they're supposed to be immortal. That explains why she lives at the end.
Oh yeah, she does live.
She lives long enough to scare the shit out of a poor Mormon child.
Oh,
by screaming in his face, traumatizing him for the rest of his waking life.
If I ever get stabbed and I know that I'm like, oh, this is all right. I am totally laying there until somebody comes to help me, and then I'm like, ah,
yeah,
ah!
It might be your last chance to ruin somebody's whole existence forever.
I think we should probably these children. Full on just wander into a house where a murder has clearly taken place, and they're just like, these fucking bodies.
Let me just step over those.
Yeah, just looking at them like, oh boy, look at that. I ain't never seen no dead bodies before. I'm gonna go get me the book of Jesus and
get bro his poking stick. The first thing they see when walking in is like a knife covered in blood.
Yeah.
That's the fastest 180 you'd ever see me make.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. First of all, I'm not going in there because there could be another knife in somebody's hand waiting for my guts.
The door is wide open and there's a huge axe hole in it. Let's hop on our bikes and ride.
My other thought is like, hey, I don't want to be tied to this. I'm not gonna go in there and get my DNA anywhere.
Yeah, I don't want these podunk sheriffs thinking that I had like a mental breakdown because somebody in 5th grade wouldn't show me their tits for the first time.
Yeah, like I don't want to generalize, but small town American sheriffs aren't always looking for the most correct answer.
No, they're just looking for the easiest one so they can go back to the desk.
They want to get that bottle of XXX liquor that they got and
that moonshine.
And they want to just fall asleep while their like huge key ring of 3 keys just hangs delicately out of their pocket.
Those keys open every door to every house in the county.
God. Oh, they do.
That's the secret. One of them's a skeleton key. Liv Tyler, after James gets picked up and thrown into the house in order to become murdered, in a moment of silence, leaves her hiding spot and walks out of the doorway into the hallway where she knows murderers are without looking left or right. And she gets thrown into a painting subsequently.
Yep.
She fucking deserved that.
Yep.
Look left or right.
There are...
Poke your head out. Throw something.
Again.
Damn. She's got no spatial awareness the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
She has no idea what's around her, seemingly by choice.
Yeah, there's no logic. There's no logic to that.
No.
I do that and anyways.
When you know you're home alone.
Yeah, I leave the bedroom left, right. Nobody. All right, we're good. I could continue about my way. If there's somebody, I have a machete by my bed.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to pull it out.
I'm going to try to use it.
I am going to brandish it and hope that the length scares people, which is what I... dick, penis.
Okay.
Look.
Machete in one hand, dick in the other. Which one you want?
I was thinking more, I would just, this is the same way I brandish something else, but like this is a high class podcast. We don't.
Oh, right.
We're not talking about our genitalia.
We don't work blue here.
No. Unless we're doing like the Smurfs movie, but.
I don't know. That's a horror movie, maybe only in how bad it is.
Look, David Cross is in it. I'm gonna.
Oh, is he?
He's the bad guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know there was a Smurfs movie, let alone that David Cross was in it.
Yeah, I think he's like Gargamel or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's his name.
And I only know that from Family Guy.
Yeah.
I only know Smurfs from Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the Smurfs live. Smurfs. I don't know. It was.
Is that the plural? It's a VES. It's like leaf.
Peter's like drunk, and she's like, and Lois is like rolling him over. Like, what are these mushrooms in the bed? I'm choking on air real quick.
That's where Smurfs is.
Yeah. Smurfs.
I remember. So the moral of this story, I think, pay more attention to your surroundings just all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Liv Tyler must have said no to this proposal in the parking lot. Hence why the drive back to the house was so cripplingly uncomfortable. Guess what? I'm not going home then.
Yeah.
You're still at this fucking dinner party. Glenn's at the fucking dinner party. Go home with him. Liv, you can find your own fucking way home.
Yeah.
Guess what? And given his attitude toward her throughout most of the movie, it wouldn't even be that big of a surprise for him to say that.
Yeah, for real. He was a real dickhead the whole time.
And also, fuck her for being like they get tied up at the end. They're about to be stabbed to death and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
I put the ring on, James. You want to just look at the ring?
Yeah, look at
what. Oh, great. Now that I'm never going to be able to enjoy this, though.
You could have done that earlier.
Yeah.
We would have been humping and we wouldn't have answered the door.
Yeah, it would have been just fine. Speaking of which, if I'm mid-hump and somebody knocks on the door, you're not going to get an answer.
No. Not even
busy.
not even like an I'm busy. I'm just going to be like, I'm just going to do it quieter till I think you're gone.
Yeah. That's the busiest I ever get in my life.
Yeah. That's the one time your full attention is.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It could be the cops calling because a family member went to the hospital.
Cops are still going to be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah, they sure are.
Yeah.
Or, if you're me, 45 seconds.
Hey. No judgment here. No judgment. So out of what, 10? What are you giving this?
So I was entertained by it despite all the problems that I have with it.
Yeah.
It actually was a better movie than I remembered. Mm-hmm. I remember being very much more frustrated with it. But I would say I'm going to give this one a 6.
Okay.
6 out of 10. I like the fact that it was shot entirely handheld. That's something that I knew about. Mm-hmm. That raised it a 1, so it gets a 6.
Oh shit! Wow, I think this is the lowest one you've scored yet.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's the you thing to go lower than me.
Oh well, sometimes. Mm-hmm. I liked this one. I thought it was good. It's the first one of the series, so it's gonna be the best one in my. I think
that's 100% true in my opinion.
I think I'll have to rewatch the second one at some point. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I got some good scares. I like that I enjoyed the shots where, I mean, even though why are these people having their like ghost abilities, but I liked all the shots where they were just like looming in the background.
That was cool. Yeah. The fact that, as the viewer, you're seeing something that even the characters don't. Mm-hmm. I like shit like that because it's like deliberately in service of you as like while you're watching.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're like there, camera pans back, they're gone. Mm-hmm. I liked all that stuff. stuff. There was some good scares in it, even though they were more jump scares, which is kind of cheap, but at the same time, like, it's effective. It got the job done.
The jump scares, and I think part of the reason why they were more effective than they usually are, is because they weren't put together in a very, like, expectable way. Some of them, this shot would last a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna, or it would happen way faster than I thought.
Yeah.
Like when Glenn Howerton gets his fucking wig opened.
Oh, yes.
That shit got me. I was surprised by that one.
That dude running up, like, he was running at a just an ungodly pace to get there. Like, he was running at a pace that I get creeped out when I see people running that fast fucking for no reason.
Usain Bolt through the woods.
Yeah, like, what are A, you running from, A, you running to get to, or B, running to catch? If
any of those answers are me.
Yeah, and this one looks like all three of those answers are me. Yeah, no, that's pretty upsetting. You know what? I think I'm going to give this movie a solid 7.5.
7.5.
I think it had some good frights. It had some original stuff in it. Being like one of the, I think it was like one of the original sort of home invasion sort of movies, because I feel like that one came out and then you got The Purge, and then you got the second one, and I feel like there's just been a slew of people wearing masks and kicking doors in.
More disappointing ones, definitely. This is one of the better in the whole home invasion genre, I suppose. As for the first home invasion movie, though, I would go Panic Room.
Panic Room? Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's not really a horror movie. It's just, what's his name? Guy whose name I can never remember, but he's got a lazy eye and he's big and black.
Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker.
Is it? Okay.
I'm Googling it right now.
I for sure believe you on that.
You believe me all you want. I'm Googling it just to make sure. I don't want to be racist.
The only thing I know for sure is that it's not Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh no, it's not. Forrest Whitaker. We'll throw the.
Yeah, it 100% is him.
Okay. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Boom. Panic Room 2002. Yeah. So. Good movie. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a movie to watch before bed, because you probably won't be sleeping much. Every little creak and crack, you'll probably be like, Bagman?
Fucking, yeah, your closet moves. Oh, great.
Dr. Bag?
I'm fucked.
I didn't know Jared Leto was in Panic Room.
Yeah, he's the other home invader.
Of course he is.
I'm very on the fence about Jared Leto as a person and as an actor.
I thought he was a musician.
He is. He's both.
Oh,
He's also fucking Joker in Suicide Squad. And he's good in Dallas Buyers Club, but that's because he was forced to be good because Matt McConaughey was right there. What the fuck else? He's in some new Marvel or DC Universe movie about becoming some kind of werewolf in order to be immortal because he's sick.
Interesting.
It did look interesting. And then some other weird stuff. Good drink.
Oh yeah, I'm hydrated as hell.
That's what I want.
All right, well, thanks for listening to the podcast. I guess we're hitting the 1 hour and 12 minute mark.
Not too bad. I haven't chosen a movie yet.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna remind everybody to go to darkroastcult.com.
Let them know where we finally, for the love of God, managed to upload podcasts to.
You should be able to find us on iTunes, Spotify, and if you use Google Podcast, I think we're on there too now. Check us out. I guess give us a rating. Do we have to beg for that now? I guess now we'll be begging for ratings. Every podcast, share with your friends. We want to ruin movies for everybody. And we'll thank Andrew for making the theme to the podcast.
Andrew, you're out there killing it.
If you want a link in the show notes there. Check out his music on SoundCloud. Jay's got a list here. I'm launching. I'm going
It's
through it.
really short. I'm just on the IMDb looking through scary movies and trying to fucking pick one.
No worries, man. It's a big deal.
Cut out anyway. I don't care.
It's a big deal. Like, you got to pick the right movie.
Yeah.
And like the picking the right movie sets the tone for the whole podcast.
Yeah, because you know what's helping the most when I'm having option paralysis? Pressure.
Oh, well, this isn't pressure. This is me trying to explain why you're really just like taking your time and really thinking about it.
You know what, bro?
Putting full effort into it.
Yeah, because that's what I do with everything.
Absolutely. And just like, it's really important, I think, just to really keep talking to fill in any sort of space.
This is killing me. All right, I got one.
Okay, what are we doing?
There were several options,
Okay.
which I was very torn on.
Okay.
We're going to do 28 Days Later.
28 Days Later, the zombie movie.
Yeah, I don't believe we've done a zombie movie yet.
No, and you know what? I haven't seen 28 Days Later since it came out.
Oh my God.
I watched it the one time.
I love that thing, so this is going to be fun.
Okay, all right. I'm in. We got a zombie movie. That's different.
Cillian Murphy, the scariest thing about the movie is how chiseled his jaw is.
I'm excited. I'm excited for a classically handsome man.
Yep, that's 100% what he is.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. We'll be back next week every Wednesday. Wednesday's the day. I do
Wednesday's
declare.
a good day. We're not fighting with fucking Ira Glass this way and This American Life.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, just the whole NPR scene, it's not for us, you know?
People whisper talk too much, I think.
What if we did the entire podcast like this?
And then, like Family Guy, I pull open some crackers and eat them.
Welcome to the podcast.
Okay. All right. Good night. Do you have any final words for the podcast? Viewer listening. He's rubbing the microphone on his crotch, everybody.